This is game 3 of a Winston Draft that we played at Ripping Card Trek in McMinnville, Oregon. Up top is Brenton, and then I'm down on the bottom of the screen here. Brenton is going to play a stream for first turn, and then pass. My first site is going to be a stream as well, and pass. Brenton is drawing a site for turn. And now we're going to see what his second site is going to be. He's going to play a second stream, and then play out a Castle Serpents. Looks like I'm drawing a spell for turn and tapping for my second site. Tap for a bog, and the bog will immobilize the servants for a turn. Brenton's taking another site for turn. And then we'll see what the third site is here. He has 2 water threshold, he has 1 air threshold from the servants. And now he has an earth threshold with a valley. 3 for a swindler troop to give the servants stealth. So he's hit his curve so far. He's gotten his 2-drop, he's got a 3-drop, and he's got a commanding presence on the board currently. Draw a spell for turn. I'm going to be tapping for a third site here. Third site is going to be a wasteland. And then looking to see if I have a play. Play Hider Sprites. And looking back on this, actually, that is an illegal play right now. Like, I do not have threshold to do it. So that is definitely a mistake, and I don't believe we caught that during this entire game. Brenton is, I think, drew a spell for turn. He's tapping to draw a site. 3 mana. He's going to move and attack with the swimmer troop. I'll let that one in with 3 points, and then he's going to pass turn. Drawing a spell for turn. No, I'm drawing a site for turn. And then I am tapping to play a site. I'm moving the Hider Sprites up. I'm playing a beacon. The beacon provides a genesis of an additional 2 mana. And then I play out an Unseelie Court. And again, this is an illegal play because for some reason I still think I have 1 air threshold already, and the beacon would be 2. So the beacon would allow me to ramp out the Unseelie Court based on mana, but I'm still 1 threshold short of the casting requirement. So again, that was another illegal play. I don't super love seeing that on the playback. I am working on, trying to clean up my gameplay and, play a little tighter. But it is what it is. Neither of us caught it during the game. And if I had the threshold for that, I think that's still an impressive play to ramp out an Unseelie on turn 4 with the beacon. Brennan is choosing to use both of his pieces to attack in, to trade, and remove the Unseelie Court. And again, I think that was just a problem with my positioning too. Like, that wasn't really a strong play for the Unseelie Court. I should have put it somewhere else to not give him that option to remove it from the board with his pieces. And then he brought out a Field Laborer, which is going to give him 6 or 7 mana if he plays a site on the next turn, with 2 Water Threshold, 2 Earth Threshold currently. I tap for another site. It is another Wasteland, and I play it up field. 5 mana for turn, and I attack in with the Hider Sprites for 2 points of damage. He's going to opt to take that and leave his Field Laborers open on the next turn. I'll play a Swindler Troop to give the Hider Sprites stealth, and then pass turn. Brenton, looking at his turn, he's going to draw a spell for turn. And again, he has a lot of potential mana to play with on this turn. It's just a question of whether or not he has, enough cards to spend it. He's going to tap for 2. That's going to give him 6 for the turn. He's going to play Babbling Brook. That's going to give him 7 for the turn. That's going the Babbling Brook is then going to disable everything on the board. And with 7 mana, he's going to play out a Brown Bear and a Blue Cap. Both are disabled because of the Babbling Brook, but at the beginning of his next turn, that's going to give him a lot of board presence to play around with. And then he plays a Squeakers, which I don't know if he can do that. It's 4 for the Brown Bear, 3 for the Knockers. 1 for the Squeakers would be 8 mana. He's got 4, 5, 7 mana on turn. So yeah, I think the Squeakers, he was 1 short on that one, which again we didn't catch during this game. Drawing a spell for turn. And I've got a lot of threats to deal with on the board right now. So I'm just looking at my options here for how to make some trades and start removing some pieces. The Brown Bears are the scariest thing currently on the board with 4. And the Knockers are solid at 3. Field Laborers are also kind of annoying, just because they allow him to ramp into things. And when we're playing Arthurian Legends only, I'm always paranoid that they have the option to ramp in, or they have at the top end like a Fomorian. They have a Fomorian in either Earth or Water. And he's playing both. I'm playing a Tooth Fairy for 2 mana. I think just more to give me a blocking option than anything else. It's going to leave me with 3 mana left for turn here. 3 mana for a Shameless Squire. And I think, you know, I just played it for a chump blocker, and I played it to give the Lance to the fairies to make them be able to trade or kill something with 3 power. And not necessarily having a way to deal with the brown bears right now, unless he chooses to attack in. Brenton is tapping the field laborers for 2 mana again. So again, current mana total for him should be 7. He's declaring an attempt to attack the Swindler Troop with the brown bears. I decide to chump block it and defend with the Squire, and only the Squire. He's attempting to attack the Swindler Troop with the blue caps. I'm defending with the Tooth Fairies, and they'll strike first with the Lance and kill it. And then he's going to move in and attack for 1 point with the Squeakers. 2 mana, play a Castle Servants. For 4 mana, play a Kingswood Poachers. Kingswood Poachers, I like Kingswood Poachers in Arthurian Legends limited formats. A lot of the minion threats in this set are beasts, I should say the most common minion threats in this set are beasts. So there's a very good chance that when they come into play, they are going to banish something relevant in your opponent's deck. Unfortunately for him, I think the only thing that I'm playing that I was able to pull from my pool was a Lake of Funk. So he's going to banish that, and that was the only target. But in general, I think that your chances are pretty good when you play a Kingswood Poacher that you're going to be able to remove something that is a more serious threat, like grizzly bear, or brown bears, or a wyvern, or something of that nature. He's going to tap to play Hamlet upfield and then pass turn. I'll go ahead and start my turn here. The board is getting pretty jammed up. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Just spell for turn. So, like the first threat that I have here that I'm concerned about is still the grizzly bears, and I'm just not sure if I wanted to trade and deal with them. When he attacked into the Swindler Troop, I suppose I could have just double blocked with the Swindler Troop and the Squire to remove them. But it looks like I have a Arc Lightning in my hand, so I go ahead and step forward and use that to deal with the bears instead. Hydra Sprites will attack in to kill the field laborers. I mean, he had a decent mana base at that point still, but I wanted to be able to trade and remove those to deny that additional mana just in case. And then attack in for 3 with the Swindler Troop. And then deciding where to take the Tooth Fairies. I think I fly them to the home site to attack. The Tooth Fairies have Airborne. I'm going to... Yeah, they're gonna fly up there for 2. If I move anywhere else, it gives him the ability to block with the the Kingswood Poachers. But if I attacked up to the home site, he could block, and then we could at least trade. So that's what he did. Brennan starts his turn again, and he plays another Castle Servants out. He's deciding where to go here. At this point, he has played out his hand, and so he is top decking each turn. So he's opting to play his Castle Servants as far afield as he can, and he's just going to attack in to try to race me to door now. 3 points in from an attack with Kingswood Poachers. I think 1 from the Squeakers. So as it stands right now, he has more pieces on the board than me, so he would win. He would win a race. I'm going to play a Bog to immobilize the Kingswood Poachers for a turn. And then I'm going to play in... I'm going to play a Shameless Squire. Again, as another blocker, and it could potentially block the Servant and then the Squeakers, just because the Lance gives it the ability to strike first on a first attack there. So there's some potential for the Squire to do some double work and remove 2 minions, as long as he doesn't have a way to steal the Lance or get around that in some other way. Avatar's going to tap to play the Valley. And then he plays an Attack by Night, which, yeah, is going to drop that Lance. And also enemies will strike first on this turn. So he's gonna strike. He's gonna attack the pig with the pig, and it'll strike first and kill the Squire, and then he's going to pick up the Lance. And then he's going to move in and attack the site for 2 with the Servants, and then pass turn. And I'm readying for my turn here. And I need a way to deal with these threats that are at my doorstep here, and left unchecked, they can swing in for 6 a turn, which really puts me on a 2-turn timer here if I can't come up with a solution to them. Let's see what I have to work with here. He's playing the Squeakers, but I'm not actually sure if he has the Pigs of the Sounder in his deck or not. It when you're playing limited, there's a good chance that even if they are playing Squeakers, they're just using that as a filler card to hit the 24 spellbook requirement, and they might not have the follow-up even included in their deck because they didn't draft it. So I tap for a sight, I play a Helpful Hob, which will untap the Avatar. I tap the Avatar again to play out a sight, which is a Lookout. He doesn't have any cards in hand. But then I am going to play a Burning Hands and deal 2 points. I'll deal 2 points to those minions to clear them out. And then we're gonna see a flip of 5, and I'm very thankful that we see the Mestre Steward Worm on that flip, because then that's going to go on the bottom of the deck now. So the Lance dropped to the Bog, and it is free for the taking. Britton thinking about what he wants to do here. He could just attack in for another 3 points, or he could attack in and pick up the Lance if he wants that positioning instead. He's instead choosing to move back and attack for 3, and then play a Hob and then attack again for 6 points in for that turn, which is pretty good. It brings me pretty close. I'm getting dangerously close to the door now. Drew a spell for turn. I'm going to attack into the Kingswood Poacher. He's going to choose the block with the Hob. Play a Shellycoat, and the Shellycoat will pick up the Lance. And then I'm going to play a Keening Banshee, which is a 3 power. Britton draws a spell for turn. I think the positioning on the Keening Banshee, I probably should have played it directly on top of the Kingswood Poacher, on that Wasteland site that I control. That way it could defend no matter where it decided to go. Right now it could go to the Lookout site. Yeah, and I can't defend against it, unfortunately. The Unseelie Court is pretty scary, just because it is a 5-body, and starting on his next turn, it does allow everybody to start drawing cards, which it benefits both of us, but it benefits him especially because his hand is empty right now, and it's going to be a card per fairy in the realm. So we're looking at like the 1, 2, 3 fairies are currently on the board, plus his card draw for turn. So he's gonna get like 4 cards on his next turn. I'm looking for some ways to round this out. It's probably likely that I'm going to door on the next turn. I'm just trying to make sure maybe that I'm not in position for him to get a kill shot in on my avatar. So I'm passing the lance to the spell slinger. The spell slinger is moving and passing it to the banshee. The shillycoat is going to move up and attack that site. The hob is going to attack that site. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leapfrog again the Keening Banshee, walk it up to the wasteland. Or maybe not. Let's see. I think I'm considering attacking in with the... Yeah, I attack in with the Swimmer Troop for 3. And then I magic missile for the last 3 points for door. So that, I think that must have been what I was calculating. So I put all my eggs in one basket by moving almost all of my minions onto that one site. And another King Banshee to round this out. So yeah, now this turn he's getting 4 cards from the Sealy. Yeah, so I draw 3 cards from the Sealy court. He's drawing 3 plus 1 for his turn draw. We've got 4 cards to draw an answer here. I've got a lot of threats on the table. He's counting his mana base. He's got 7 mana for turn. He's got 7 mana for turn. He's got those 2 minions out right now. The Sealy Court is a 5 power, but it's all the way in the corner. Kingswood Poachers is a 3. At the moment, he needs to move his avatar, or he needs to ensure that he has at least a blocker up to prevent the Keening Banshee from coming in. He plays a tactical move, so he gets to take 2 steps with each of his units to reposition. The question is, where is he going to go? I think he's going to take that back. He has something else he wants to do instead. So he's going to walk his Spell Slinger into the corner to prevent potential attacks. And he's going to play a Rescue to fish something out of his cemetery. And I'm not even sure he knows what he's looking for at this point. Honestly, I don't know the exact card count, but an option would be to pull a Squeaker out again, and then try to mill your deck to get back to that Mestre Store Worm, which it has to be close. The limited decks are only 24 cards in the spellbook. It is possible that he could that he could get close. He could get back close to where that thing is. But it doesn't look like that's what he did. That's kind of a kooky strategy. Instead, he plays a sword and shield to make the Kingswood Poacher a 5, and then he's attacking into the Keening Banshee. So he's gonna kill the Keening Banshee. And then he's gonna step up and attack with Unseelie Court to put him to door. I could have chosen to double block with the Keening Banshee without the lance and the Keening Banshee with the lance. And honestly, that's probably what I should have done. Because damage is dealt simultaneously, but the Keening Banshee with the lance would strike first. On this next turn, though, I do have an answer. So I play a Reckless Squire with charge, and then charge in for that final point of damage. Brenton's next turn, he had a Stone Rain in hand, and so all he had to do was move into position and be able to do it for the kill. We made several rule and game errors in this game, but it was still a very fun game to play, and we didn't catch them. We didn't catch them at the time, unfortunately. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.